Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee? The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds.
Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You! That's my name!
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure,
It's episode 36 of the High Fives podcast. Roll call, Mike.
Nathan,
How are you?
I'm all right. And you?
Good. Michael, why don't you tell the good folks what this episode is all about?
Why don't you just put me on the spot like that? You think I'm prepared?
You know,
You
I
do
thought
the-
we'd just get off to it.
You do the intros, and I do the witty remarks in between that aren't so witty.
They're more woody than witty.
Very true. Very true.
Well, you came up with this one.
I did come up with the
So, you know, I'm going to throw the ball to you straight away.
All right.
Let's see the dunk. Throw it down.
I'm more of a layup kind of guy.
The technical off the backboard. No swish. There's no swish to
No, it wasn't
that.
even a swish like the
Is that the air ball?
the gliding one that like John Stockton would do because he couldn't reach the net.
Who references John Stockton other than you?
I don't know.
You reference all the greats. Horace Grant, John Stockton. Anyone else? Detlef Schrempf? Classic.
That's right at an NBA Jam.
Well, I never.
Which I played yesterday, the original NBA Jam. I was so stoked.
How did he get on NBA Jam? Like, was Seattle that bad? Like, I don't feel
They had
like
Sean
he was
Kemp.
that good. Yeah.
No, I think he was actually a pretty good player.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, maybe he was.
Who's-
I mean, they made jerseys for him and everything too.
Oh well.
That's a dead end conversation.
Yeah, it is. We're not a sports
It's a good thing
podcast.
we're not doing improv. And that's it, everybody.
So I picked our 5 favorite Asian Man Records releases.
Yes.
Why,
yes,
Nate?
you did.
Why?
Yeah, tell me why.
You know why I did? Because I feel like Asian Man Records is a label that doesn't get a lot of respect. When you start going into the punk rock world, it's a label that's been around for a very long time. It's stuck to its DIY ethics.
Totally.
It's released a heck of a lot more things than even I thought.
Yes.
And selfishly, I kind of think it's just one of the labels that's run really well, like with good moral perspective too. Like I think Mike Park's a legit good guy.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it's the only true DIY label left, I think. Like, I mean, he still runs it out of his parents' garage in Northern California. And, I mean, you're right. He just seems like a genuinely nice guy. The reason I thought you picked it, or the reason I always thought maybe you had a stronger connection to Asian Man Records was because, like, he kind of made it seem possible to do what he's doing.
Exactly.
And that... I mean, I think that was my inspiration when we started Corrupt Records. And I think we had more so you than anybody else, had kind of a back and forth with Mike Park in terms of recruiting bands onto compilations.
That wasn't even actually me. That was Justin.
Okay.
But I did want to bring
Shout
that
out.
up. Yeah. He doesn't listen.
No.
No, but I did want to bring that up. That is one of the reasons that we thought we could do the things. Like,
Yeah.
Because we were like, well, we're putting on shows and stuff. Mike Park said, just put out albums. Like, just do it.
And that's why he did it, right? Because
Yeah.
he couldn't get his band signed anywhere else. And how many bands has that guy been in or is in still? Like,
I think he's involved in quite a bit.
yeah,
So-
it seems like an endless supply of bands.
Yeah, and like when we did contact him for our compilations and stuff, he's the only label that didn't talk to us about lawyers
Right.
or royalty fees. He just sent us stacks of discs and was like, use whatever you want. Just let me know and send me a copy.
Right.
Which I thought was really cool. Like at that time, I was like, wow, this guy's really nice. And I mean, maybe we thought he was bigger than he was at the time. But even so, it was really cool. Like, I won't drop names for other labels, but some other labels were fucking dicks to us. When you'd be like, hey, we're putting out a compilation. Would your band like to put a song? No, talk to our lawyers.
Yeah.
Give us some royalties for that, and like
up the punks
for the $1,000 or the 1,000 copies of this album we're gonna make.
Yeah. No, I think he's probably still like that. Reading the website, because I did do a little research. I got on my computer for a little bit.
What's a computer, Nate?
Yeah, it's this new.
I only know about iPads. Just
we'll
like that commercial.
We'll talk about it in the break. But yeah, he says that in his frequently asked questions. He addresses the fact that people think he's a lot bigger than he is. Like, his label's a lot bigger than it is, and he's like, it's me, one other person, and his mom like helps out. So I mean, a 3-man operation at that stage of the game with that many bands and that many releases.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I also just like that they've always been involved with like anti-racist action stuff and causes like that, Plea for Peace. They had the Ska Against Racism comps and those kind of things. And their compilations, I found out a lot about like third wave ska at the time, which maybe is not cool now for a lot of people. But at that time, it was really neat to see all these bands doing something that you hadn't really heard much about. Yeah,
and those are kind of the forgotten compilations of that, like, late 90s, right?
Yeah.
Or early 2000s is those Asian Man mail order is fun comps.
Yeah.
And I revisited those, in prepping for this episode. And, like, there was a lot of, I'm sure nostalgia has something to do with it, but there was a lot of really good songs on there. Like it still stands up.
Yeah, I would say so. There's still some stuff on there, and like you said, nostalgia might play part in that. But
yeah,
who cares?
Yeah.
And one of the other cool things about Mike Park that I read was it was an interview during the 50th anniversary show that they put on, and he was saying that like for a bit there, he felt like as you get older, he was like separating himself from the scene. Kind of, he was starting to feel old and not with it, I guess, with the kids.
Okay.
So he started forcing himself to go to basement shows and like all ages shows again and things like that in the area. And then he got revitalized and like found all these new bands like Andrew Jackson Jihad and like
right.
Lemuria and Ball in the Music Industry and stuff like that. And he's like, and then it like started a new wave for Asian Man again, which I thought was really cool. Like, cause as someone's getting older and like, it's really hard. I mean, I'd love to pretend that I can get off my ass and get to like an all ages show, but if I went to an all ages show, I'd feel like a creepy old dude. So I really respect somebody that's like puts that like the ethic above the creepiness feeling.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's reflective in the roster now, right? Or in the releases now. Because I kind of half expected, like I'm going to have to go into, the depths of my record collection to find, Asian Man records that releases that I liked or would consider my favorites. And, I just found a bunch of new stuff that I hadn't really expected to find. And totally like a big variation in terms of style of music. Like it's not just ska like it was when they were kind of putting out those mail order comps.
Yeah.
So.
And I thought one other quick fact thing, I thought it was really funny that like how many of the Chicago bands were on this label.
Oh yeah.
And like there's that big tree of like Tuesday, Slapstick, Broadway's, Alkaline Trio, Lawrence Arms, and they just all like stuck with him, which is really cool.
It is cool, yeah. And I mean, it must have been good for him too when they moved up the ranks, like a band like Lawrence Arms, a band like Less Than Jake, where, a band like Alkaline Trio or Matt Skiba, where they're continuing to get bigger and, get bigger record deals. And I would imagine, fans that are coming on at that level are probably going back and craving and wanting those early releases, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that does all right for him.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it's cool.
Yeah. Seems like there's a big fraternity within all of that, right? Like that there's a basis of friendship that starts these relationships between the bands and the music and the record label. And it seems like that friendship is what really takes priority throughout the experience.
And that's something I've really always respected about Asian Man Records. Like it feels like, again, not that we had anything, but that's what we wanted to create with our band, with our label, was like the bands to get along and want to play together and stuff like that. And I know Fat Records sort of had that, but that dissipated I mean, the original ones maybe still do, but it's kind of just dissipated a little bit. And I think, like you said, I think those Asian Man bands, there was like lineups of people wanting to go to that 15th anniversary show. Like, I think he said one of the only bands he struggled to get to play was Link 80.
Oh, wow.
But like he said, he had to start telling people no, and it was hard. And then he originally wanted one venue, and then he had to make 2 venues, which made it difficult for him because he wanted to see all the bands and stuff.
Right.
So it's really cool that all these bands that, and like you said, some of them have exploded, and they're still respecting their original label and where they come from, kind of thing. So, which is a really punk rock thing to do.
The punkest.
The punkest. Up the punks, Nate.
So there you have it. It's top 5 Asian Man Records releases. Let's talk quickly about what you've been listening to.
Yeah, because we've skipped over this the last few episodes.
We have. So I tried to keep it current. So something that came up on the High Fives WhatsApp chat was this band called Delta Sleep that I'd never heard of before. I think Dan put it out there.
I missed this. I feel like a jerk.
Oh, really?
I didn't hear this or see this on the chat.
Yeah, just something that I think it was Dan that he put up there and said, yeah, something I kind of checked out. It has a bit of that like American football feel, but it's a bit more aggressive. But just in kind of the musicality of it, it kind of goes through waves of like that kind of style of guitar playing, let's say. So yeah, they've got a full length and an EP out that I grabbed, and I really digging both of those. Also been listening to that new Spanish Love Songs album, Schmaltz.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think it sounds a lot like Menzingers. I've heard some people say,
like
yeah,
Menzingers.
sure.
Which is
But
fine.
I don't feel like it's a rip-off at the same time. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it a rip-off because it's really just that genre of music, and there's a whole
His
bunch of
voice
bands.
sounds a lot like Tom Mays.
Yeah.
But I really like it. Like I've heard some people say, oh, it just sounds like one big song. And I don't know if I agree with that. And even if it is, then it's one hell of a song. So I've been listening to that. And then lastly, I've been listening to both those Free Throw and Sorority Noise, those new albums. Free Throw put out Missing Pieces EP, and Sorority Noise put out YNAAYT. I'm looking to you. Do you know what it is? What that's?
I can't remember. Isn't that what the album's name was, and they just abbreviated it now? I can't remember.
Oh, that would make
You're
sense.
not.
You're not as blank as you
Yeah,
think.
you're not as black as you think.
Yeah.
Blank as you think.
I don't know why I didn't put that together. I guess I didn't go to detective school, but
You're no Columbo.
no. But what they did, both of those bands, and they're on the same label actually, Triple Crown Records. They revisited songs from the previous albums, which I don't know. I think most times you'd think, well, that doesn't sound that cool, but it's really cool.
Yeah, when I heard about it, and I think you had mentioned it, I was like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
All I could think was like, oh, they're just going to cash in and do some acoustic stuff. Yay.
But it's not just stripped down. Like they've changed the songs.
I love both those albums.
Yeah.
Like, they were shockingly good.
And then both of them added a brand new track to both of those albums, and I dig both those new tracks too. So if you're into either of those bands, the thing I really like about it is you get to experience the lyrics a lot more. Like you're not kind of really intently listening for them. They're present because it's a slower down version of all those songs, but really good songs.
It's kind of weird how you can have the same song and it feel totally different.
Totally. To you, Mike?
I've been listening to a lot of stuff because I felt like the last month things started to finally pick up.
Yeah.
But I'll just do 3 quick ones here. The Penske File.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that band, I've always kind of liked them, but never enough to like care.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Like I'm always like, oh, that album's good, but then I'm just like, it's in my collection and it's never come on again.
Yeah.
And this last one seems really good. Like I don't know if it's the production value or the songwriting or something. It's just a lot better than the other ones that they've done.
It's funny because I know you hate the spit shine in music.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of doesn't do it for me on this one.
Weird.
Yeah, like the production's a little too kind of glossy for me. I prefer the previous album to it. It's a good album, don't get me wrong. I've listened to it a couple times. I'll probably continue to listen to it, but yeah, that is weird.
What else did I listen to? Lindy Ortega.
Oh yeah.
Which is really, again, weird for me because I just must be getting old if I'm starting to pick a country album as one of the albums I've listened to the most this year. Like I think I've listened to this album more than any other album all year.
Wow.
It's awesome. And the last one would be The War on Women.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's so fucking good.
I've given it a spin. I haven't given it a fair enough shakes to really comment, but I've heard lots of good things about it.
I just love the lyrics. I love the music. It's like just so in your face.
Yeah.
It's great. And then, yeah, I don't know. This isn't a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you've been turning me on to, like that Spanish love songs. I listened to that a little bit, and the sorority noise.
I tend to turn you on.
You do turn me on.
Yeah.
You are good at turning me on.
The absolute like sincerity in your eyes right there was amazing.
It's because I'm a sociopath.
Once again, I wish we had a camera in here just so everyone could enjoy that moment.
One of these days.
Here we go. Let's get on to the top fives because it's been a lot of talking, but we haven't seen each other in a while, and that's what tends to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out with this is my first pick, believe it or not.
No.
Yeah, this is the first one.
That's crazy.
I know. So this is the thing about Asian Man Records is they have they'll pick up like a friend's band that puts out their album by themselves. You know, like they put out their own record, and then he'll pick it up and put the vinyl out or like do a release in some way that isn't the digital version, right? Because the band wants to grab onto the digital version.
Also, another cool thing, like
totally, like I'm sure there's no contract around that. It's just, yeah, I'll press your record and I'll release it, and here's another avenue for people to pick it up, and you know,
it's win-win for both of us.
Totally. So, and I find that, you know, he does that a fair amount. Like when you kind of go through the band roster, they're not all the bands that are listed there are Asian Man Records bands, but they do have releases through the label. This is one of those bands that released their own album, and then Asian Man Records released it as a vinyl. I don't know if it was any more than that. The band is a band that I really enjoy, and I think that this got to be another one of Mike Park's friends, being Dan Vapid. And the Methadones put out a record through Asian Man, which is just a self-titled record. And the song I chose is called Aerial.
Awesome.
Band I don't think that gets enough love. Like, I only just kind of found them recently. And I think a lot of the people that I'd shared that music with were like, never heard of this. Or
oh, really? I thought they were like part of that whole Screeching Weasel kind of like queers kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Dan Vapid's pretty separated from Ben Weasel now, right? So,
yeah. But I just think that whole group together, like I'd heard of, and like the Steinways and things like that. Like
they have a lot more records than I even knew of.
But I didn't know about this one.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Methadones, self-titled.
Cool.
To you.
To me, the first one is an album from 2016.
Oh.
Which is made one of my favorite albums of the year list.
Yeah, that's new.
No, there's 30, so there's a lot of people can make that list.
No, I mean, that's new, like it's only 2 years old.
Yes, yeah. And it's a band from Chicago, so he's keeping up with the Chicago trend.
Yeah.
And it's Dousing.
Nice.
And the album's Okay.
Yes.
Which was their third album, I think.
Yes.
And I think I'm not 100% correct, but he might have went back and re-released one of the other albums, like kind of how like how you said, like Dousing had originally released it on maybe Count Your Lucky Stars, and then Asian Man might have gone and pressed it again or something for him.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. So I just be making that all up. Doesn't really matter. You don't care. This album for sure is on Asian Man.
Spinning Fiction, High Fives Podcast.
We don't do the research. And neither should you. Just pretend it's the truth. That's how I get by in life. Anyway, this is a really solid album, and it's got that kind of emo pop punk revival thing going.
Yeah, I really like this band a lot.
And the song I picked was Red Legs Kickin'.
And that's like another kind of that's the progression of the record label, right? Like this is not a band you would have expected to be on Asian Man Records. It's kind of their answer to the orgcore.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, not takeover, but you know what I mean, like
So they've adapted.
Absolutely, yeah. And found a great band to represent them in the orgcore community.
In the orgcore.
All right, so Methadones, Aerial, and
Dousing with Red Legs Kickin'.
We're young and over the world we know.
Well, Mike, it finally happened. I picked Dowsing for my list, too.
Oh, you jerk.
Off the album Okay. And I was contemplating, what are we going to do when this happens? Should we just go for it? I didn't pick the same song.
Okay.
I actually picked Feeling Better.
Oh.
Was the song I chose. But I did have an Audible in here, and I don't normally have one.
Wow, look at you pulling a mic book.
So I think I might use my Audible.
Go for it.
Yeah. But I won't use it here.
All right.
I'm just letting you know what's happening.
You just did
let
that
you
because
know.
we had a conversation earlier, and I was like, if it ever happens, I'm going to throw an Audible your way, and you won't even know. And you beat me to it.
But you know, because I'm not that kind of guy.
You
We're
know.
different that way.
You're a nicer guy than me.
We're different. That's cool. I mean, it's what you need in a friendship. You don't want the exact same person.
No, it'd be boring.
Yeah, it'd be super boring. But I'm not going to use it now. I'll use it later. The Audible.
Let's clarify. No
Yeah.
Audible?
Not right now,
All right, you save that for the fourth quarter.
but later. Boom, shakalaka.
Yeah.
So my next pick is going to be, I'm just going to come out with it. It's going to be Dan Andriano,
Oh, nice.
another friend of Mike Parks.
You would hope.
Well, I mean, they've known each other a very long time. But again, this is that camaraderie, right? Like Alkaline Trio kind of, did they start with Asian Man Records or were they somewhere else first?
I think they might have recorded a demo, and then I think their first release is on Asian Man.
Okay.
As far as I know.
So Asian Man Records, Alkaline Trio kind of blows up for a while. And then Dan decides to do a solo project and comes back to Asian Man Records.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably could have got a bigger deal somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, I would think, his name being with Alkaline Trio would be substantial enough that maybe there were offers.
Like, I'm sure he could have gone to, at minimum, Epitaph or something like that, right?
Yeah, I would think so. But he went back, and
is
that's
cool.
awesome.
And this is a really good album.
It is, well...
Which album I should?
He has two.
I like both albums, so I would be content with both albums.
I prefer Hurricane Season.
I do as well.
Both albums are good, but I prefer Hurricane Season. And I mean, I always like Dan's songs better in Alkaline Trio than Matt's.
I generally do as well.
Yeah, so I was stoked that he kind of went out and did his own solo thing. I really like his voice, and I think he's a great songwriter. So I picked a slower song. We're going to slow it down just a touch and take it back a little bit. The song's called This Light, and this is like one of those songs that I can't not sing to in the car.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. It's real good.
Real good.
We're not in the car, so we won't sing to you now.
Oh.
But that's my choice. Dan Andriano and The Emergency Room. I don't totally get that. It's a very long name.
It is a very long name.
Seems unnecessary for a solo artist. But there you have it.
Maybe there's some sort of like legal reason.
Maybe.
You
can't use your own name?
No, but maybe because of Alkaline Trio stuff, maybe who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Songwriting credits, who knows? You never know. These record label types.
Yeah.
Lawyers. Fucking lawyers.
All right, Mike. Number 2 to you.
Number 2. The second one is I'm going to go with one of my Mike Parks bands.
Oh, right on.
Since it would be kind of funny to put out an episode dedicated to his label and then screw over his
I'm
bands.
glad you did it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
No.
No,
I'm curious to see which one it is.
I went with the Bruce Lee band.
Okay, cool. Is it off the new record?
Yes, off the
Yeah,
latest
I
one.
like the new record, actually.
It's really good.
It is. It was
Yeah.
surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Not to slam on the Bruce Lee band, but, like, it kind of the other releases that they put out, like, yeah,
they were a product of the time, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And this was, I felt like there was a change.
Yeah. So on this one, I think he changed up the band because Jeff Rosenstock's in it now, and someone from the Hard Girls.
Okay.
And someone from the Chinkies. I'm not too sure if any of them. I doubt any of them. Well, definitely Jeff Rosenstock wasn't in the original Bruce Lee band.
No, and I don't know Hard Girls. Like, I know the band name, but I've never listened to them.
I would imagine they wouldn't have been in the original version of the Bruce Lee band either.
Yeah.
And the song I picked, well, I guess I should say the album, hey?
You did. You said the new one.
Yeah, but there was an EP and the...
Oh, true enough.
And the EP wasn't actually on Asian Man.
Don't confuse our listeners, Mike.
I just want to inform the listener.
Yeah, inform them.
Yeah.
Don't
Did you know?
confuse
Did you know
inform.
the EP wasn't on Asian Man?
No.
Exactly. Neither did I, because I almost picked the EP, and then I looked. I'm like, oh, it wasn't on Asian Man.
I'm going. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm that guy. The album's called "Everything Will Be All Right, My Friend," and
Which kind of makes sense for this moment right here.
yeah, everything will be all right, Nate.
Excellent.
This podcast will be all right.
I'm glad.
And the song I picked was "Generations," which has guest vocals from Jesse Michaels of Operation Ivy.
Ah, look at that. He's got a band that's on that label right now, too.
Not Common Rider. Was Common Rider on there? The Common Rider hasn't been around for a while.
No.
A new one?
I feel like it's a different band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I don't know what it is. So I'm bringing you half-cooked information.
Yeah.
Half-baked.
I'll trust you.
Okay.
You got no reason to lie to me.
I have every reason.
Yeah.
Dan Andriano, This Light, and
Bruce Lee Band, Generations.
Is there something that I should know? Some handshake or some secret code? Get me through your doorway one more time. Is there a button I can press to block out noise from all the rest? You're the only sound I need to hear. See, I'm burning up out here in this light. Looks so pretty from the inside, but out here it's too damn bright. Now your voice sounds so far away, so I respond to the delay, and I wait to hear you say to come home. Is there a place that I can go to forget the things I've never known? 'Cause I don't want to want anymore. Is there a dream that I can have where I don't wake up freezing inside? Or could you show me how to sleep on my back? See, I'm burning up out here in this light. Looks so pretty from the inside, but out here it's too damn bright. Now your voice sounds so far away, so I respond to the delay, and I wait to hear you say to come home. I can't always be right there, but I can get there soon. I can't always hold your hand, but I will always love you. Now I'm freezing out here in this light. Looks so pretty from the inside, but out here it's too damn bright. Now your voice sounds so far away, so I respond to that delay, and I wait to hear you say to come home. And I wait to hear you say to come home.
Solace in distractions like party drugs and celebrity culture.
What do we say to the generations that want to know why the world is gone? We saw the problem, said who can blame them? No one told them they were wrong. What are we gonna say? What are we gonna say? First comes the dollars, then comes the talk, then comes the principles written in chalk. Easy ideas, outrage plays. Watch all the pictures that the lobbyists made. First comes the rationale, then comes the blood. It's all just content for the children of the flood. What are we gonna say? 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 Except that we did nothing.
So is that like sixth wave ska, do you think? Seventh?
Who knows?
What wave are we on?
We're on a wave.
Let's catch a wave, bro.
All right, Brody.
Nice choice. Nice choice, Mike. Way to embrace the episode.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. This is where I'm going to play my audible right here.
You didn't even have to tell me it was an audible, but thanks for being honest.
Yeah. Just so you know. So you're keeping up with what we're doing here. I just listened to this record today, and I was avoiding this record pretty much the entire time that I was creating a list for this episode. Because I was like, there's no way that I'm going to like this record, like, now. And I kept putting it off, and I had a couple other bands lined up, and it was kind of like I would listen to half the album, and then I would just get bored. Potshot was one of those records.
I thought about Potshot. And I feel like in my head I like Potshot still, but I don't know if I could listen to a Potshot album anymore.
I love it when it comes on the shuffle.
Yeah, exactly.
By about halfway through the album, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I can go on to the next thing now. So they got cut. So I thought I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna listen to this album, and I did, and I felt like it deserved to be on top 5 releases of Asian Man Records. I mentioned the band already. The band is Less Than Jake. The only album they did with Asian Man Records is Pezcore. I mean, Losing Streak was a big jump. I didn't realize they went to Capitol like right after that. So
Weird.
to go from like a real small indie label to Capitol Records.
Caught that wave.
Yeah. But again, must have helped Mike Park out, when people were just finding, Less Than Jake on Losing Streak. You got to only go one album back, and, you got his label's record.
Yeah, the first time I ever heard Less Than Jake was actually on that Mail Order Is Fun.
Oh, okay.
And I don't like...
It's not a good song on there, though.
Liquor Store.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah.
Because they have Big on another one, which is from Pezcore as well, which is not
Is
a great
Liquor
song.
Store from Pezcore?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever actually listened to Pezcore in probably 20 years.
Yeah, no, I don't think I did either, but I was avoiding it.
Huh.
But I did, and you know what? Definitely nostalgia plays a role in there, but I don't think anybody who grew up kind of in the stream of the time that we didn't have this or many Less Than Jake records. And there's a lot of great songs on there. I mean, there's some skip-worthy songs for sure, but on the whole, it's a good record. So it stands up enough for me to put it on this.
As your audible.
As my audible.
I'm just kidding.
Right. That's right. It's my 6th pick. The song is Shotgun, and that's all I have to say. It came out in 95.
That's all you have to say about
It's a
that.
long time ago. That's like 23 years ago.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
What band did I pick?
Yeah, we're on number 3.
Getting old. I can't even read my writing anymore.
We should get a ticker for every time you say I'm getting old.
Yeah, it could be a drinking game for somebody if they drank.
We're the two worst participants for a drinking game.
You guys drink. We'll sit here and watch.
Best night ever.
Yeah. I went with Bomb the Music Industry, and the album is Scrambles.
Right on.
Do you like Bomb the Music Industry?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, they were kind of something I fell into really late. But
Really late or really light?
late.
I think you said light.
Light, mate.
I was like,
Well, I fell into them pretty light.
I'm like, I am old. I don't even know this cool slang that Nate's using anymore.
You're not woke enough.
No, I guess I'm not.
I do like them. But I came into them after Jeff Rosenstock.
Okay.
So I got into him before, which I actually think was a good progression.
Yeah, for you, I would say that was a good progression for
Yeah.
sure. I don't know if you would have liked them off the bat.
Yeah,
When
I
they first hit.
Yeah, I feel maybe not.
So I started hearing about them like online in message boards and things like that. And people started comparing them to Against Me, if Against Me played ska. And I was like, that sounds ridiculous. I see the ska reference to it just because it's kind of because there's horns, I guess. And originally, I think just keyboards. And I think the first one might just be him in like a home studio.
Right.
Anyway, but there's like that folk element to it. So I see where people are making the comparison. But it didn't really connect with me the first time I heard it. And then after I was like, wait a minute, those lyrics are really funny. Like he's a funny and clever guy.
Yeah.
And that's what really hooked me. And then like the songs grow on you. And I love how chaotic and like energetic and fun they are.
It sounds like a big party.
Yeah, like it sounds so fun.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see, well, I guess they're not around anymore, but I would have loved to see them or Jeff Rosenstock.
Well, and I wonder who would have made up the band, because like when you look at their releases,
it's like all over the place,
right? Like it's this huge collective of artists, and it's like, Capigouli just showed up into town. Let's get you on the record too, and like
Laura Stevenson's in there and stuff like that. I think she was in it for quite a bit, but there's tons of people on all the releases and stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the other cool things about them, I thought, was that they gave away all their stuff online for free.
Right. On their website.
Yeah. So again, that's something cool that was worked out on this album, because Mike Park released the CD of it and maybe the vinyl, but you could still download it for free just off their website.
Well, they do have a donate.
Yeah.
Mike just rolled his eyes.
No,
it was the eye roll emoji.
I do donate. I just said it's cool that they did this.
Totally.
And they still worked out deals with a label to put out an album and say like, hey,
we're giving this out for free,
but put it out. And I guess like
with a donation suggestion that Mike Condick is going to ignore.
Wow. Under the bus.
Well, you put yourself there. I just
did.
rolled the bus.
That's true. You honked and laughed.
Out of the way. You just laid there.
To the moon, Alex.
Like an
to
invalid.
The moon. So what song did I pick? I picked, there's a bunch on them that I like, but I picked 25.
Awesome.
Because it's a song about getting old and
Not
wanting to get old.
It is a song about getting old.
And it's got a cool sample at the end. And do you know who the sample is?
I don't.
Oh, well, maybe at the end of playing the song, you can tell me if you know or not.
Okay.
All right. So, what did you pick again?
Less Than Jake, Shotgun.
What was that album?
The album's Pezcore, Mike.
I'm just testing you.
It's like Orgcore, but mostly to do with Pez. Yeah.
Yeah. There should be more songs about Pez. A whole genre.
Should there? I feel no.
Probably not.
No. Pez is the worst.
What?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about this. Let's be friends. This is about unity.
And who?
Paul in the music industry with 25 off Scrambles.
Okay.
All right. Just play the music.
walk 2 miles in the rain in a suit. My feet torn up on my father's shoes. Receipts and cards tumbled out of my pocket to the floor of a station. I still don't have a wallet. Up a flight of stairs to Herald Square. The umbrellas of New York take up too much air. So we just walk real slow and double arm like they used me. Mom dragged me to the doctor today. I had a cough for a month and it won't go away. I've been sleeping about 4 hours a day, and I got no insurance, so she has to pay. I can't talk to my friends 'cause I'm embarrassed, and I keep running like that and can get depressed. We got an idea for the way to achieve it. We got a new dream, but can't really seduce it. We're trying to get down with no way to surround it. We got 30 bucks, so we spent in a whiskey. We got 30 guns, and we got a new TV. We got mobile phones, but no minutes to text me. You're not on the way because I'm 25. That's the way we got take. I'm 25. And I'm looking for mistakes to make them again and again and again and again and again and again and again. I'll make them again. I'm tired of pride over piles of problems. We wanna complain, but we don't try to solve them. We're reaching for answers when nobody's gonna. You're not on the way because. And I still act like I did. I did years. Oh, I'm 25. And I still act like I did years. Oh.
Number one, I live in my mama house. Number one, I live in my mama house.
This episode has been frustrating for me, and it's been filled with first times, let's say. So the first one was the Dowsing pick that you chose.
Yeah.
And I also chose Dowsing, and then we both chose the same album. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make an audible here. I'm gonna not pick that song. I'm going to go to my last cut, and I'm going to introduce that. And then we go on a little bit into the episode, and oh, there you are again, right behind me, but yet in front of me with Bomb the Music Industry.
Always going forward.
Not
always
only
going
did I
backward.
pick Bomb the Music Industry, but I also picked Scrambles.
Okay.
And then it went for the trifecta.
No.
I picked 25.
Wow.
With exclamation point. So I'm holding to that.
Okay.
We're not going to play it again. Don't worry. But I am holding that as my pick. I have no more audibles. I'm exhausted with this episode. Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, I have to make a lot more better. I feel like you made some really strong decisions in placement, and I made no decisions. And I feel like that gives you the win this time.
I get to play off you though, so that's why I just shuffle my
You
deck.
get to play with me.
Well, only in the ring.
So, anyways, that's my next pick. I didn't have much more to say about it than that's the thing. You said a lot about it. One thing I did, the thing that I really like about their website, though, is for each album, they have like a big long write-up of how the album was created. And then they have, they'll have the lyrics. But before the lyrics, it's like where the song was written and how it was, like what inspired the song to be written. And I really enjoyed, I really enjoyed reading a lot of that stuff. So for Scrambles, one of the funny things was that he said, I really wanted to go all out. I wanted to spend $50 making this record. And then it says, because we never spent $50 making a record before. And as you're kind of reading through, like how he created this record, it's just crazy. There were just people just sending recorded, pieces for songs in, like somebody was recording a saxophone somewhere and send it in. Saxophone.
Sorry, I can't do it I can't hear a saxophone without thinking that.
I like how you project your mind.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. And just like how many musicians are on it and the guest vocals and like that album was recorded at like various apartments, different practice spaces, and they recorded a piano at a bakery at one point that made the record. So it was really interesting to read all those things, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. Not only are you giving an album away with a suggested donation that Mike chooses to ignore, but
suggested
you're also
is the key word. Suggested.
Say it again.
Suggested.
Sug.
So this is a weird feeling. I just get the song.
Yeah.
Or do you want to go to your next song? Or?
No.
Okay.
My song's been played.
It's been played out. All right.
I can play my dowsing song now. It's falling apart, Mike.
I'm sorry. We should have really conversed a little bit more before this episode.
No, we can't do that.
Ruin the magic, hey?
Yeah. We don't want to mess with the magic.
Well,
don't do it.
Okay. I won't mess with the magic.
No. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
It's true.
We've seen what happens with that, Mike. Never good.
Never.
Hashtag never.
Hashtag blessed.
All right, you're number 4. Go ahead.
Dog Party.
Probably my number 5.
Is it Dog Party? Is your number 5 Dog Party?
Thankfully not.
All right, sweet. So the band I picked was Dog Party.
Okay.
The album is Lost Control.
Tell me more.
It's from oh my gosh. That's awesome. I think you should do the rest of the episode in that voice.
I don't think so.
All right. Have you heard Dog Party before?
I've heard the name. I feel like maybe I've heard a song and it didn't click. And
is that me? No. Oh, it might have been. I did get a text.
Get it out of here.
I'm sorry.
Throw it against the wall, or I will.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
You just phone dropped it.
Thank God there's carpet down here.
You do that voice for the rest.
No. I thought about it, though. There was a fleeting thought there.
There's a moment.
Okay. Anyway, Dog Party released Lost Control in 2013.
Okay.
It was their third release. And my understanding is it's 2 sisters.
Is that right?
Who were, at this time, were 15 and 17 years old.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
And I remember when it came out, I had heard that they sounded like the White Stripes.
Huh.
Which they do not sound like the White Stripes. I feel like that was like a lazy journalist that was like, oh, they have a guitar player and a drummer.
2 people.
And they're related.
White Stripes.
Yeah.
We call them White Stripes.
They're just White Stripes.
White Stripes 2.
Yeah. Just jump on that White Stripes bandwagon.
Yeah.
Anyway, they don't sound anything like the White Stripes to me.
Okay.
They have more of like a Ramones kind of feel, or like that kind of
cool.
That kind of pop punk feel. And the song I picked was Best Friend.
Okay. So it's in homage to me.
Yeah, you are my best friend.
Right on.
Thank you for being my friend.
Ta-na-na-na-na-na.
I don't know the rest of the words to the song.
Okay, so I'm not playing a song, and Mike is going to play 9 songs right now.
Sure. This is Dog Party with Best Friend.
It didn't even start, but we both wanted to. the end. My best friend. And what you did to me wasn't reckless. I thought, what could this be? Now I am restless. How could you be my friend with the things you said? My heart will never mend. And now this is the end. My best friend.
That little break felt quicker than normal.
Did it?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Sometimes it's just really fast and exciting.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it.
No.
It's like we didn't even play a song. Like we skipped one.
That's how the podcast really should be. Just me playing my songs.
It's pretty much how it is.
Yeah. In my head, that's what I do when I
Depending
listen
on
to
who's
it.
listening, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, is this the part where Nate talks again?
Ugh, just fast forward.
Fast forward. Fast
That's how I tell people when they listen to it,
fast
too.
Fast forward. Well, we're done, thankfully. And my last song is Dog Party. Why don't you take the reins of the thank yous like you normally do?
Oh. So I have to intro and thank you, people?
Intro and thank you.
I just, first of all, say thank you to everyone for listening.
Yes.
Did I do that okay?
That was good.
That was good, okay. Thank you for your lists, which have really slowed down, but we're not going to complain.
No, I think we need to start complaining a little bit.
Okay.
2018 has been pretty weak so far.
Yeah.
It's better step it up.
Nate's getting mad.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Real mad.
Real mad. You can check us
It's
out.
real talk.
You can check us out on all the regular avenues, like our website. You can go to our Twitter or our Facebook. On our Facebook, you can talk to us. Nate and me both did a pretty cool thing. Well, no, it's not cool. What am I
it's
talking about?
super cool.
It was fun to do. It was like
What was the list?
Yeah, it was another list thing. Maybe you can explain it a little better than I can.
Something about like pick the top 10 albums that influenced you in some way that you still listen to today, even if it's just occasionally.
Yeah.
So we put our lists on the Facebook page because that's where the thing came from.
Yeah.
So that's where it is.
So I'd like to see some people post theirs on there.
Yeah. Another
Just get to it.
opportunity for lists.
Yeah.
Come on. You guys act like you don't even like lists. That's what this whole thing is about.
We like to share music and
It's
share ideas.
Lists.
Yeah. So
What am I, a list to you? Clearly not. Okay, sorry for interrupting. I'm just getting a little
Some
excited.
of you guys might want to join my other group, which is the 5 most annoying things that Nathan does. Talks about lists a lot.
I'm on that group.
Yeah. He's always sending in lists. Anyway, just say hi, share music and ideas with us. We like interacting.
Oh,
Sort
yeah,
of.
I love it.
Yeah, sort of.
Interaction's like one of my favorite things. Like if somebody was like, what's one of your favorite things? I would say without hesitation, interaction.
Yeah.
Every time.
If you know us in real life, you would know that.
Let's get moving. Interaction.
Anyway, like always, thanks for listening. Hope you find some music that you like and yada, yada, yada. Nate, let's hear your last song.
I love that you brought back yada, yada, yada just for a moment.
Yeah.
It's good. All right. The band I chose is a Scottish band. Not a lot of punk bands that come out of Scotland that I'm aware of. Are you aware of any Scottish punk bands?
I think, not off the top of my head, but I feel like the whole UK thing's really exploding for punk and like emo revival and stuff in the last few years.
Really?
Yeah. So I can't name other than the one I think you're going to pick.
I feel like there's probably not a lot of Scottish bands on Asian Man Records. Like one, maybe.
Maybe one.
Yeah. It's the Murder Burgers.
What?
Yeah. Did you pick the other Scottish band?
Yes.
Yeah. And the album I chose is These Are Only Problems. I didn't realize that the newest one was actually on Asian Man Records as well.
Oh, really? I didn't think so either.
Yeah. This song is Sorry in Advance. And, I mean, this is a Ramones core band. That's about all you can say about it. It's good.
They're really good.
It's Ramones core. It's front to back. Go. I dig it.
It really killed me not to put Link 80 or Slapstick on here.
Yeah, why didn't you? I kind of expected to see Slapstick, Link 80. What's that other one that starts with an S? Skank and Pickle.
I don't think Skank and Pickle was actually on Asian Man.
I think they were.
They were on Dill Records, which is the pre-Asian Man record label.
Oh, isn't there another one that's... I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did expect Slapstick and Link 80. So why didn't you choose those?
Because I really, really loved those albums when I was younger, and I just don't know if they hold up as well now.
But you didn't listen to them to see if they did?
I did.
Yeah, and they didn't?
And it didn't crack my list here.
Right.
So they would be honorable mentions.
Okay.
But I don't know how much would be nostalgia. No, I feel like I still like them, but not enough to put it on the list.
I never really got into either of those bands.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I really did. I really did like...
I know.
Nate knew me a long time ago. Still knows me, I think.
I still do.
And
Yeah.
I did really like both those bands quite a bit.
Cool.
But it did kill me not to put them on, but I had to go with Alkaline Trio.
Okay. Fair enough. That I didn't really get into them till Infirmary.
So I got into them on Maybe It'll Catch Fire.
Okay.
And late on that as well. Like I remember hearing them only because we had got those CDs from Asian Man for our comp.
Right.
And we didn't put Alkaline Trio on.
Just crazy.
Yeah. What were we thinking? But
who are these guys?
it didn't originally didn't click for me. Like I was just like, I don't really get this sound. And then someone made me a mixtape and it had radio on it. And it was like the last track on the mixtape and it was just perfect. And so I went back and I bought Maybe I'll Catch Fire and fell in love with it. And the song I picked was Radio, obviously.
Excellent.
And it's got to be good because I went back and read some reviews on it and Pitchfork hated it. They called it one of the worst albums they'd seen or heard.
Wow.
So
that's bold.
That made me like it even more now.
Excellent. Murder Burgers, Sorry in Advance. Kind of the theme of this podcast. Mike?
Alkaline Trio, Radio.
Bye.
Be excellent to each other.
I keep all my scars covered up, but every once in a while they open up, and your stitches only hold up for so long. So it's pretty obvious that something's wrong. There's no reason my edges start to break, and I worry about driving you away, and ends up driving myself insane, and ends up back at square one again. But I spent time to make sure I'm at peace with my own mind. So I hope someday I won't regret that I didn't say that I'm sorry in advance for complicated things, and even wondering why I'm watching you walk away. I'll have to hear myself say that I'm sorry for this mess, and that I really tried my best, but instead I'll fall asleep smiling with you next to me, my dear. Then wake up with you still here. I won't forget about the promises I make. I'll multiply the chances that I take. I'll torture myself each and every day. That is something me further away. Will do my best to avoid being awake. I'll give something to man for my own sake. That even though I can't quite see an end, I know that's when I'll see you again. Won't forget about the promises I make. I'll multiply the chances that I take. I'll torture myself each and every day. That is something me further away. Will do my best to avoid being awake. I'll give something to man for my own sake. That I've learned from all my own mistakes. You won't hear myself say I'm sorry in advance for complicated things, or have to wonder why I'm watching you walk away. I know I won't hear myself say that I've created a mess, to failing to do my best. There'll be no reason to get depressed. No need for sorries in advance, or at any point in time. I'll just be patient, and I hope you will be too. And I promise that you won't see me walk away. There'll be no sense of decay. You can fall asleep smiling, then wake up in the morning when
up all alone, waking up so relieved while you're taking your time with apologies. I'm making my plans for revenge. Red eyes on orange horizons. If Columbus was wrong, I drive straight off the edge. I drive straight off the edge. Taking your own life with boredom, I'm taking my own life with wine. It helps you to rule out the sorrow. It helps me to empty my mind. Making the most of a bad time. I'm smoking the brains from my head. Leaving the cold, calling the kettle black, the orange and red. This kettle is seeing red. I got a big fat fucking bone to pick with you, my darling. In case you haven't heard, I'm sick. I'm tired of trying. I wish you would take my radio to bathe with you, plugged in and ready to fall. Shaking like a dog shitting razor blades. Waking up next to nothing after dreaming of you and me. Waking up all alone, waking up so relieved while you're taking your time with apologies. I'm planning out my revenge. Red eyes on orange horizons. If Columbus was wrong, I'd drive straight off the edge. I'm seeing red. I've got a big fat fucking bone to pick with you, my darling. In case you haven't heard, I'm sick. I'm tired of trying. I wish you would take my radio to bathe with you, plugged in and ready to fall. Plugged in and ready to fall. Plugged in and ready to fall. Plugged in and ready to fall.
I'm not ready.
You're a lot of talk.
Yeah.
You got me all oiled up and bailed.
Is that how you like it? To be oiled up first?
Greased up like the Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm like one of those old time radio things when they're like, the wind is coming.
You're just like that.